Hello everybody, welcome back to yet another video. In this video, I'm going to be explaining why I believe John Walker is a fantastic character in the ongoing Disney Plus show, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The reason why I'm making this video is because I've seen a lot of hate directed to the character online, and I feel like it's very misplaced. So before I actually begin here, I just want to say to all the people that have been sending Wyatt Russell death threats because of this character, you guys are terrible people. Nobody should ever send death threats to anyone, especially for something as insignificant as their role in a TV show. If you hate the character, fine, but never take it out on the actor. That being said, Wyatt Russell is killing this role right now. His performance has been by far the best in the show so far. But anyways, that's not what you're all here for. What you're actually here for is to hear why I think John Walker, aka Captain America, is such a fantastic character. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So, as everyone familiar with the MCU knows, John Walker is not the first Captain America we've seen in the MCU. Up until this point, that role was filled by none other than Steve Rogers, played by Chris Evans. I bring this up because a lot of hate I see is that John Walker is not Steve Rogers. And don't get me wrong, these characters are completely different in almost every possible way, but the thing is, that's the point. John Walker isn't supposed to replace or be a copy of Steve Rogers. He's supposed to be a new Captain America. As he even says himself in episode 2,
I'm not trying to be Steve. I'm not trying to replace Steve. I'm just trying to be the best Captain America I can be. That's it.
To me, this is an important moment for him. In this moment, we can hear the sincerity in his voice, and we know that John Walker is genuinely trying to do what's right in the way that he sees fit. He may not always do things the way Steve would have done them, but he still acts with good intentions in mind. Now, I know when I say this, people are going to bring up a very obvious counterexample from episode 4, the latest episode as I record this video. In the episode's final scene, John's partner and best friend Dwayne Haskins is killed right in front of him. This puts John in a rage so strong that he hunts down and kills one of Carly's men in the street in cold blood. Before I go on to analyze this scene in depth, let me just say that final shot where we see John standing over the body with the bloody shield in his hand, it might be one of the most beautiful and intense shots I've ever seen in the MCU. But anyways, while many people may use this moment to highlight why John Walker is a terrible character, I think it actually has the opposite effect. This scene offers many moments where we have the ability to treat John as a foil of Steve. For those unfamiliar with the term, a foil is something that occurs when one character is used to highlight either the strengths or weaknesses of another character. This is very common in all forms of storytelling and plays a significant role here. The first and most obvious contrasting moment we can see here is between this moment with John and the climax of Captain America Civil War when Steve has the shield raised above Tony's head. In both scenes, Captain America has already beaten his enemy and is in position to deliver the final blow. Whereas Steve is able to control his emotions and leaves Tony be, John is so unstable that he slams the shield down onto the guy's head several times, killing him in broad daylight. Now this alone is powerful enough, highlighting the differences between our two Captain Americas, but the parallels grow stronger with another point. The reason John Walker hunts down and kills Carly's friend, besides just straight bloodlust, is revenge. She killed his best friend, so he kills hers. Now, this isn't a direct parallel to a moment Steve faced, but thinking about it reminds me of the time in Avengers Infinity War when he says,
"We don't trade lives, Vision."
Steve sees no reason for unnecessary murder, even if it serves the greater good, whereas John cannot come to the same conclusion, at least not in the heat of the moment. Again, I know what you're all thinking. Noah, you're literally just pointing out why John Walker is a worse character than Steve Rogers. Your videos suck, and I hate you. Yes, I know my videos suck, but my point actually still stands. If your argument is that John Walker is not as morally good as Steve, or anything else like that, you're not validating the right argument. Instead of saying why John is a worse character, you're arguing about why he's a worse person. While you may believe these terms to be synonymous, I think they're actually quite different. I won't argue with you on the fact that John Walker is a worse person than Steve, there's no denying that. But when it comes to making a strong, compelling character, I think someone with complex morals makes for a much stronger character. A good example of this is Wanda Maximoff, also known as the Scarlet Witch. In my opinion, and in a lot of other people's as well, she is a very compelling character. She straddles the line between good and evil, even going as far as holding an entire town hostage during her latest appearance in WandaVision. I think we can all agree this is a very immoral thing to do, maybe even equal to the vengeful murder of your best friend's killer. Yet for some reason, everyone loves Wanda and hates John. John Walker's struggle with being the best Captain America he can be is a very compelling one for me, largely for the reason that his morals are not always in line with what we expect from the persona at this point in time. Steve always had the highest morals possible, while John's morality can be thrown into question when something goes wrong. To me, this is a more accurate representation of a normal human being. Steve Rogers is literally the perfect hero, and not a lot of people are like that. If John Walker were a mirror copy of Steve, it would feel unnatural. Additionally, it makes for a much better narrative to have John be drastically different than Steve. If John Walker's Captain America was just Steve 2.0, I would find the character stale and unoriginal. A major theme in this show so far has been the inevitability of change, so if one of the main central symbols of heroism in the MCU were to stay the same, the theme would lose most of its power. Finally, for all those who remain unconvinced by my argument and say, but if he's such a good character, why does everyone hate him? I have 3 simple words for you. That's the point. The show intends for us to hate the character of John Walker. The reaction many people have when watching John Walker on screen is exactly what the writers of the show wanted us to feel. This even more supports the fact that John Walker is an amazing character, because he's able to symbolize so much of the progression of superheroes while still coming across the audience exactly as was intended. So anyways, that's all the evidence I could think of right now to support my claim. I'm sure I could have come up with more after rewatching the episodes, but I think what I have here should still be enough to convince you guys all of my point. To end off this video, I'm going to make a very bold claim. For all the reasons I've listed so far in this video, I've come to the conclusion that John Walker is a better character than Steve Rogers. I could still be swayed to believe Steve Rogers is better if you guys made some good points, but as it stands right now, in my mind, John Walker is a better character than Steve Rogers. He has more depth and complexity, and overall, his less than perfect morals make him a very intriguing character to watch at all times he's on screen. But anyways, that's all I have to say today, so hope you guys all enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe down below. I've set a goal to reach 200 subscribers by the end of April, so I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe if you're new, or suggest the channel to a friend if you think they might be interested in my content. But anyways, that's all I have to say, so if you want more updates on my videos, check out my Instagram, entity_films. Thank you all for watching, and have a good day.